Hey guys, good morning. It's 8:40 a.m. on September 22nd. I was out yesterday, threw my back out, so I was down for the count. I don't know if you guys ever done that before, but it's miserable. It's like a pinched nerve in my lower back that aggravates like 2 days after I work out, so it's murder. But anyway, I don't know if you watched the video that I did on YouTube. Usually I send you guys private videos. This one was a public video over the weekend, I believe, or Friday. And it was pretty much just saying what I expect for the S&P 500 to do and the Qs and small caps and stuff. I was a little kind of shocked at the extent of the move down yesterday, but it was one of those moves where it looked like more rotation, and it's a little weird because some of the stocks that looked really strong and some of the areas that look strong, like gold miners. We even noted some strength in Triple M, 3M stock chart. Those kind of reversed and had some unexpected weakness. So I don't know if it was portfolio addressing because they definitely pumped it into stuff like Zoom and Peloton and some of the high flyers. End of the quarter here, coming into the end of September here, third quarter. Could be the reason for that. But this was the chart that I expected us to go down and tag and probably push through. Someone had asked me where I thought we'd end up. I said probably somewhere between the 50 and the 200. And we climbed back up over that channel. So I kind of think we're going to bounce in and out of this little channel. We're already above yesterday's high on SPY. I think we're a little bit below yesterday's or the last few days high on Q. I believe it's just about where we're at right now on the triple Qs, if I'm not mistaken. Yesterday we had a high of, the high yesterday was 272. Yeah, we're a little bit under that. Actually, no, the high yesterday was 267, so we're a little bit over that. So about equal to the S&P 500. The ones that we did like, though, was I said to keep an eye on you, the IPO. I really like this one. And the movement yesterday was beautiful off the bottom. I did have one of these subscribers text me where I thought the bottom would be. And I said I think you could probably get somewhere around 65.80. And what a reversal intraday. You can see, and now we're getting a continuation move. Big reversal from the 65 and change. Huge move. Closing at the high of the day. And then we're continuing today to kind of channel. Nice that we're kind of breaking through or really close to the opening day IPO high, which traders love to see. We're going to try to attack that 76.79. And you know the story. We'll probably push over it, then they'll sell into it, and then we'll try to figure out some back and forth on this. What I didn't like to see, though, like I said, was when we look at GDXJ, or even GDX, but we can look at the JNUG, which is the leveraged ETF. I did not like how we kind of broke some channels that I've been watching on this in the wedge, and I didn't like the shape of the MACD coming out of that either. So we have a sharp crossover here. The relative strength is kind of weakening, and then we got a big volume move here too on the gold miners. So it might have been some rotation out of the safety stocks into some equities. Who knows? But we did close below what I've been using as a 45-day moving average, and we haven't done that for quite some time. I mean, we haven't done that for a long time. That did not close under. That did not close under. That did not close under. But we did get a close under. So now I'm getting very cautious on the miners here. Don't like the action that I'm seeing right there. Maybe we give it one day to correct, but other than that, it looks a little bit suspect. QDEL, we talked about that at 158, 160. Said this one looks technically really good, and sure enough, we are up again. These stocks like QDEL and Zoom have just been completely oblivious to the recent market sell-off. Here's the past few days action, completely ignoring anything that's being done in the Nasdaq and the S&P 500. Beautiful move there. So looking to fill the gap still. Not going to do it in one day, but that 218, 220 area is really nice looking chart here on QDEL. So hopefully you guys are still into that. Donkey Kong DraftKings looked a little disappointing there. We did get close to the channel. Right? A little bit short of the channel. Our target price was around 57. I think we got up to like 56 something intraday. Then big sell-off yesterday. Actually weaker than I expected. So a little bit shocked on DraftKings. Although it did close up closer to the top half of the channel. So maybe we'll bottom out somewhere here along this upper area here, but a lot of pile on there, so not completely unexpected on that one there. SUMO was another one that we were looking at. I don't know that we were into that one, that IPO recently, but let's take a look at some stocks to watch right now, though. I think this morning AIM came out with some interesting news. That's a little biotech. I don't know about some of these. It's a little bit scary, but we did do well in Sava. I think the market's going to go sideways here, and the theme of your stock has to be stronger than the theme of the market. And I'm not sure that the theme of stocks that are commonplace right now, like the 3M and stuff, are going to be able to outdo this market if we're a little bit suspect to the downside. I even had my lift pull back LYFT significantly, but we've seen huge moves in some of the stocks like what was the other one we were watching? The LPMX or LMPX. I mean, super strong. LMP Auto, we keep talking about this one. This continues to go higher. We filled the gap and then we continue to push through. This is definitely going to have a hard time getting over 24 though on a close. So I'm not in this right now, but I would be interested in buying pullbacks. Shop looked like it bottomed out the last few days. SHOP. I don't know how much room that has at the upside, but Wayfair, another one that's just completely oblivious to this sell-off that we've had. Tesla, we had a nice exit on there in the 440s. Maybe it's a buy the rumor, sell the news. I just don't like the shape of the recent move. I think it's a little too much. From a big stretch move all the way down and then back up again. And now you're kind of creating this double top just shy of 460. With the extent of the move we had from the bottom to begin with on Tesla, and we look at it on a 2-year daily, that's pretty stretched out. There's probably a little bit more room to the upside, but I think it's going to be news dependent. We'll have to see how it reacts to the battery day, which I think is today. I'm not sure what time they hold that at, but this was just an easier trade for me to come in, in the 408 area and then sell or where we came in at 418 and sell the 438 to 450 area for a nice 20 plus point move. It just seems safer going into battery day. Now that battery day's here, maybe it is one of those buy the rumor, sell the news type of deal, but I still think Zoom's chart looks interesting here, believe it or not, which seems crazy. The reason I say that is because we've had some equivalent areas on the MACD that we've seen before. Now we're breaking and attacking the all-time high here in pre-market. I think you could pull back and then push through 478. Just looking at the shape of the MACD here and a little bit more wiggle room from where we've seen on the RSI. You might get into the 485, something like that on there. So ZM still looks really strong. What else is there to watch this morning? Amazon had a big sell-off and then we're bouncing again. The UVXY, I said pretty much avoid that. We don't want to use that as a hedge for any type of market sell-off. It's just not acting right. So my opinion on SPY here is that we do go sideways here for a little bit. I do think we have a short-term bottom yesterday. I'm not sure we don't gravitate back towards that level. So I'd be a little bit cautious here on the S&P 500. The MACD is starting to break down in the negative, but we did pull right back above into that channel like I expected. So I do think this channel line is pretty accurate that we drew. We closed just above it, which is interesting because intraday we showed some severe weakness and a nice rebound. And when you see rebounds like that, it usually tells us that there's going to be a lot of buyers in this level along here in this support level. And you can see there's a lot of trading action in this little window right here. And I don't think that'll be easily penetrated in a matter of a day or two, especially since we've already been selling off. And you can see this little box in here was your little area of consolidation before the breakout, and that's kind of where we entered into. So we may see the same inverse here, where we agitate and go sideways and then break down to the 200, or we kind of sit around here and then we break above the 327.70. Which is literally right where we're sitting at. So we're kind of contained in this little box here. It's not going to be easy to penetrate and break below 320, especially after this move like this. The continuation move is getting a little bit overdone to the downside, especially on the RSI for the daily too. You're going to have some little sideways action before we get either move to retest that 338 area or move back down. So a little bit cautious here, but I think if the theme of your stock like you is stronger than the ticker symbol U is stronger than the market, then I think you'll be okay. So cautious trading here, but there are a few stocks that look really good.